"Don't talk to me at this party. You're embarrassing," she demanded at the door. I said deal and left. She texted an hour later. "Where did you go?" I replied, "Somewhere I'm not embarrassing," and blocked her number. What happened next? Hey viewers, before we move on with the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you want to see more stories like this. Thanks. Let me start from the beginning, because context matters. My name is Alex. I'm in my late 20s, a software developer at a mid-sized tech firm, in a quiet suburb outside a major city. Nothing flashy, just stable and steady. I met Emily 3 years ago through mutual friends at a low-key barbecue. She was vibrant and outgoing, the kind of person who lights up a room with her laugh and her stories. I was more the dependable type, the guy who plans dates, remembers anniversaries, things like that. We clicked fast. Back then, she was working as a marketing coordinator, always talking about climbing the ladder, networking, and being seen at the right events. From day one, I was completely committed, loyal, supportive, all of it. 6 months into our relationship, she lost her job, and I covered the rent for our shared apartment without hesitation. "We'll get through this together," I would say, and I meant it. I even turned down a promotion opportunity that would have required relocating because she wasn't ready to move. Instead, I picked up side gigs to help keep us afloat while she searched for another job. Emotionally, I was her rock too. When family drama hit, when her mom had a health scare, when her sister went through a messy divorce, I was there. I'd listen for hours, offer advice, even drive her to appointments when she needed it. But looking back now, the cracks were already there. Emily started comparing me to other guys. At first, it was subtle. "Look at this influencer couple on Instagram. They're always at these glamorous parties," she'd say while scrolling on her phone as we watched Netflix. I brushed it off. That scene never appealed to me. My idea of fun was hiking or working on personal coding projects, not chasing likes online. Over time, though, it got worse. She'd post selfies from work events, tagging colleagues, and I began noticing flirty comments from one particular guy, Jake. He was a coworker, a flashy sales rep who constantly bragged on social media about his weekend adventures. Whenever I mentioned it, Emily laughed it off. "Oh, Alex, it's just networking. Don't be insecure." I wasn't insecure, I was observant. But I trusted her. We talked about the future, marriage, kids, everything. I had even started saving for a ring. Meanwhile, she grew distant. Date nights became rare. Instead, there were more girls' nights out, or work happy hours. I'd come home to an empty apartment, heat up leftovers, and wait for her. When she finally got back, she'd often be buzzed, rambling about how boring our routine felt. "We need more excitement, Alex. Life's too short for Netflix and chill every weekend." I tried to step things up. Once I booked a surprise weekend getaway. Nothing extravagant, just something thoughtful. At first, she seemed appreciative, but halfway through the trip, she spent most of her time on her phone liking Jake's posts. That stung, but I didn't push it. Loyalty meant giving someone space. Right? Wrong, as it turned out. Fast forward to the night everything fell apart. It was a house party hosted by our mutual friend Sarah. Just a casual backyard gathering. String lights, music, about 50 people from our overlapping circles. Emily had been excited about it all week. "This is going to be epic. Everyone from work is coming." I figured it might be good for us. A change of pace. I got ready in my usual jeans and a button-up. Nothing fancy. Emily, on the other hand, spent hours getting ready. A new dress, flawless makeup, like she was heading to a gala. We were supposed to arrive together, but at the last minute she texted me, "Running late. Meet me there." No big deal, I thought. I got there around 8 p.m., parked down the street, and walked up to the house. The party was already in full swing, spilling outside, the smell of grill smoke in the air. I spotted Emily almost immediately near the door, talking with a group that included Jake. She was laughing at something he said, her hand resting on his arm just a little too long. I walked up with a smile. "Hey, babe. Looks fun already." She turned toward me, and her face dropped. Not in a happy-to-see-you way, but like I had just ruined her moment. Quickly, she pulled me aside from the group. Her voice was low and sharp. "Alex, what are you doing here so early? I told you I'd text you when to come." I blinked, confused. "You said to meet you here. Is everything okay?" She glanced back toward Jake and the others, then leaned closer and hissed, "Look, don't talk to me at this party, okay? You're embarrassing with your boring job stories in that outfit. God, it's like you're trying to blend into the wallpaper. She continued, her voice tight with irritation. I need space tonight. Jake and the team are here, and I can't have you hovering around like some needy boyfriend. Just mingle or something. But not with me. Her words hit me like a punch to the gut. Embarrassing. After everything, I felt the heat rise in my chest, but I didn't explode. Years of staying calm under pressure at work kicked in. I simply nodded, keeping my voice steady. Deal. She smirked slightly, like she had just won. Good. Now go grab a drink or something. I'll find you later if I feel like it. The logic was twisted, as if I had been begging to tag along. Then she turned back to the group, laughing even louder, like nothing had happened. I stood there for a moment, the music pounding in my chest while people moved past me. Part of me wanted to call her out right there and demand an explanation. But no, dignity first. I turn around and walk out the door, heading straight back to my car. No scene. No blowing up her phone with texts. I just leave. About an hour later, my phone buzzes while I'm driving home. It's her. Where did you go? Come back. The party's heating up. I pull over and stare at the screen. The hurt is boiling inside me, but I keep my response calm. I type, somewhere I'm not embarrassing. Send. Then I block her number. No more games. That night I crash on the couch, replaying everything in my head. How did I miss the signs? The comparisons, the growing distance. It wasn't just a phase. She'd been emotionally checking out for months, treating me like a backup plan while eyeing Jake. I didn't sleep much, but by morning one thing was clear. I wasn't going to beg her to come back. It was time to detach. The next few days blurred together in silence and self-reflection. I didn't unblock her. I didn't reach out to mutual friends for information. Instead, I focused on logistics. We shared an apartment, both of our names on the lease, but I'd been paying most of the bills. While she was out, probably crashing at a friend's place after the party, I quietly packed my essentials, clothes, my laptop, a few books. I left all of her things untouched. No note, no drama. By that evening, I was checked into a cheap extended stay hotel, lying on a lumpy bed. Work became my anchor. I threw myself into projects and finally started pursuing that certification I had put off for her. I started going to the gym too. Nothing intense, just a steady routine. It helped burn off the confusion. Why me? I had been loyal, supportive, everything someone should be. Flashbacks hit hard. The time I drove through a storm to pick her up from a work event that ran late. The nights I cooked her favorite meals after bad days, only for her to sit there scrolling on her phone the entire time. I had sacrificed pieces of myself. For what? To be called embarrassing in front of everyone we knew. Weeks turned into a month. I didn't hear from her directly, blocked, remember, but I caught bits of news through the grapevine. Sarah, the host of the party, texted me once. Hey, what happened? Emily said. You bailed early. I kept my reply vague. Just wasn't feeling it. I didn't badmouth Emily. There was no point, but internally, the unfairness lingered. She had humiliated me publicly, choosing excitement over commitment. Still, I didn't lash out online or make late-night drunk calls. Dignity meant handling it quietly, processing it on my own and rebuilding without turning it into a spectacle. Eventually, I found a new place. A small studio downtown, closer to work. I furnished it simply. A bed, a desk, a few plants to bring some life into the space. I also started picking up hobbies I had neglected, reading sci-fi again, joining a local coding meetup group. I made a couple of new friends there, guys who shared my so-called boring interests. I even tried dating apps casually. Nothing serious, just coffee meetups to remind myself that I wasn't the problem. About 2 months in, the first crack in Emily's new life appeared, though I didn't know it at the time. A mutual friend, Mike, mentioned it casually while we were grabbing beers. Emily's been posting a lot with Jake. Looks like they're a fishy. Ow, nah. I nodded, not surprised. Good for them. Inside, though, it twisted the knife a little. It confirmed what I had suspected all along. At the very least, emotional cheating. Maybe physical too. But I didn't spiral. If anything, it motivated me. Soon after, the promotion at work finally came through. Better pay and the flexibility to work remotely. I celebrated by taking a solo trip, a weekend hiking in the mountains. Fresh air, no drama. For the first time in months, I felt free, clear-headed. The confusion started fading. I began seeing her for who she really was. Someone manipulative, always chasing the next thrill. What I didn't know yet was that her so-called upgrade was about to crash and burn. But that would come later. During those quiet months, I sat with the betrayal and let it exist. I didn't rush toward revenge or reconciliation. It was just me, building a life where I wasn't anyone's embarrassment. Around the 3-month mark, the first real hints of her downfall began to surface. I wasn't stalking her social media. I had unfollowed everything connected to her circle to protect my peace. But mutual friends talk. Mike, the same guy who told me about her going official with Jake, asked me to meet for coffee. We met at a local cafe, neutral ground. He looked uneasy, stirring his drink longer than necessary. "Dude, Emily's not doing great," he said, glancing around like she might suddenly appear. "That thing with Jake, it's falling apart." I raised an eyebrow but kept my expression neutral. "Oh yeah? Turns out he's not the charmer she thought he was," Mike continued. "From what I hear, he's verbally abusive. Yells at her over nothing, tries to control who she talks to. And get this, he's been cheating on her too. Multiple women at work. The office gossip mill is brutal." I nodded slowly while sipping my coffee. Inside, there was a small flicker of ironic justice. She had thrown me away for excitement, and now she was drowning in it. But I didn't gloat. "Sounds rough," I said evenly, without letting sympathy creep in. Mike leaned forward. "She's been asking about you. Wants to know if you're okay. Said she regrets how things went down at the party." Regrets. After calling me embarrassing, I almost laughed, but dignity kept it contained. "I'm fine, Mike," I said. "Better, actually." He pushed a little more. "Maybe talk to her. Clear the air." "Nah, that chapter's closed." I changed the subject to work, and we wrapped things up shortly after. But the conversation planted a seed. Karma was starting to circle. A week later, the direct hit came. My phone rang from an unknown number. I almost ignored it, but curiosity got the better of me. "Hello, Alex, it's Emily." Her voice was shaky, nothing like the smug tone she had at the party. "Please don't hang up." I stayed silent for a moment. Then I said, "What do you want?" There was a pause, like she was rehearsing the words. I miss you." Jake was a huge mistake. He seemed fun at first, exciting, but he's awful. Controlling, cheating. I should have seen it. You were always there for me, stable. I took that for granted. The logic was twisted again, blaming the mistake without owning the betrayal. I could hear the hypocrisy in it. She justified leaving me for him, and now she was rewriting the story. "Stable," I said calmly. "That's what you called boring before." She rushed on. "I was wrong. Work's a mess too. The affair drama leaked and they let me go. No severance. I'm staying at my sister's place now, scraping by on freelance gigs that barely pay. Friends are ghosting me. They know what happened. Please, Alex, can we meet? Talk things out. I need you." Desperation filled every word, but it didn't move me. I had let's too much in the silence. "That's not my problem anymore, Emily. But we had something real. You can't just throw it away." "I didn't," I replied. "You did. At that party." Click, I hung up and blocked the number. No outburst, just detachment. The call lingered afterward, though not because I cared about the mess she was in. I didn't. It was the satisfaction of the reversal. She had left me feeling like a backup plan, publicly humiliated. Now she was isolated, broke, and her reputation was in pieces. Mutual friends had stopped defending her once the truth about Jake came out. He had used her for a quick fling, then tossed her aside, just like she had done to me. Poetic, almost. I let it settle and kept focusing on my own path. I landed a side project that paid well, bought some new hiking gear, and kept moving forward. I also started dating a woman named Lisa from the coding group. She was smart, grounded, no drama. We kept things light, but it reminded me what respect actually felt like. The confusion from those early days was gone, replaced with clarity. I had dodged a bullet, but Emily wasn't finished. Her attempts only escalated. Over the next few months, the pleas kept coming. First, there were texts from burner numbers. "Alex, please unblock me. We need to talk." I deleted and blocked them. Then the voicemail started. "I know I hurt you, but I'm hurting now. Jake hit me last week. Bruises and everything. You're the only one who ever cared. Hit her." That made me pause for a moment. But no, I wasn't her savior anymore. She chose that path. I erased the message and moved on. Then her family got involved, just like I expected. Her sister Tara, always toxic, always stirring drama, called me from her own number. Alex, you need to man up and talk to Emily. She's a wreck because of you. Because of me? I asked evenly. Yeah, if you hadn't, Ben's so boring. She wouldn't have strayed. Now she's alone, jobless, and you're playing hard to get. Just forgive her already. Family sticks together. Hypocrisy at its finest. They had backed her smugness before. Tara, this isn't your business. Tell Emily to move on. She huffed. Heartless, after everything she's done for you. Done for me? Like the emotional abandonment? I hung up. But the peak came a week later. A knock on my studio door. Unexpected since I hadn't buzzed anyone in. I looked through the peephole. Emily stood there, disheveled hair, puffy eyes, with Tara beside her. Great. I opened the door just a crack. What is this? Emily stepped forward, her voice pleading. Alex, please let us in. I drove all the way here. I got your address from Mike. We need to fix this. Tara crossed her arms. Yeah, stop being a jerk. She's sorry. What more do you want? I didn't move. I want peace. This is intrusive. Emily's eyes filled with tears. I was wrong, okay? At the party I was drunk and insecure. Jake flattered me. He made me feel alive, but it was fake. He cheated, got violent, and threw me out last month. I'm broke, Alex. I'm sleeping on Tara's couch. My friends ditched me after the work scandal. Even Mom thinks I screwed up. But you were real, loyal. I see that now. Let's start over. I'll change. Her words shifted as she spoke, moving from apologetic to desperate, with a trace of anger underneath. The power reversal was obvious. She needed me. I didn't need her. Change, I repeated calmly, like how you changed our plans that night, or justified everything by saying you needed space. Tara snapped. Oh, get over it. It was one party. You're acting like she murdered someone. Emily turned on her. Tara, shut up. Then she looked back at me, softer. Please, babe. I love you. I always did. Babe. After everything. The hypocrisy in her voice was overwhelming, begging while still shifting blame. I felt nothing except a brief edge of pity, which faded quickly. No, Emily. You love the safety net. I've built a life without that toxicity. Go fix yours. Her expression twisted, desperation turning into fury. You think you're better now with your little promotion and gym body? Fine. Run off alone. You'll regret this when I'm back on top. Tara grabbed her arm and pulled her away, muttering under her breath. I closed the door and locked it. My heart was racing, but my mind was steady. No sympathy, no second thoughts. She had shown exactly who she was. Smug at the beginning, angry at the end. After that, there was silence for a while. Meanwhile, my life kept improving. Lisa and I grew more serious. We started planning trips. Work kept thriving. The unfairness that once hurt me had turned into fuel for growth. But one final encounter was waiting. At Sarah's wedding. 6 months after the party, Sarah's wedding came around. I almost skipped it. Too many connections to the old circle. But Lisa convinced me. Show them you're doing well, she said. So we went. I wore a sharp suit, and Lisa looked stunning in her dress. The venue was a cozy garden setting just outside the city. String lights hung overhead, a live band played nearby, and the open bar kept the atmosphere lively. It felt like a full circle moment. I spotted Emily early, across the lawn during cocktail hour. She looked rough, thinner, forcing a smile standing alone. No, Jake. Our eyes met, and she immediately started walking toward me, weaving through the guests. Alex, she began, her voice low but urgent. I didn't expect to see you here. Can we talk privately? Lisa squeezed my hand, but I handled it. Not much to say, Emily. She glanced at Lisa, jealousy flashing across her face. Who's this? My girl, Fof. Re-end, Lisa. Simple. No further explanation. Emily ignored her and kept her attention on me. Please, I've been thinking. That night at the party, I was awful. Telling you not to talk to me, calling you embarrassing. It was stupid. Jake destroyed me. He was abusive, cheated on me, and left me with nothing. I lost my job, my friends, everything. But seeing you now, you're thriving. I want that back. Us. I'll do anything. Her plea hung in the air, as desperate as ever. Some nearby guests glanced over. It was public, just like her betrayal had been. The power had flipped. I stood composed while she unraveled in front of everyone. Calmly, I repeated her own words back to her. You said I was embarrassing. Turns out chasing excitement was the real embarrassment for you. She flinched. I know I was wrong. Please, forgive me. Forgive. No, indifference ruled now. Emily, you're irrelevant to my life. I have a great job, real friends, and someone who respects me. I gestured toward the wedding, toward Lisa, toward everything around us. This is what moving on looks like. You're a footnote. Her face crumpled, but no tears came that would move me. You'll never find better than what we had. I gave a faint smile. Already did. Then I turned and walked away with Lisa. Later we danced, laughed with friends, and enjoyed the night. Emily slipped away early, leaving alone. I noticed her glance back once, the realization settling in. What she lost, I gained tenfold. And that was the end of it. No more contact. I blocked whatever remained and built firm boundaries. If you're reading this and it feels familiar, walk away with dignity. Karma will handle the rest. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. What do you think about this story? Share your thoughts in the comments.